Well, with the playing of our familiar theme song, we go out to the left coast and check in with Michael Snyder down in Hollywood and find out what's happening with movies this week. Hello, Michael.
Well, howdy, Alex. Greetings from right below the H on the Hollywood sign, because the H stands for happy. Happy to be here. Happy to have a couple of interesting films to talk about, one in particular, and we should probably roll into it. I do have to say, for starters, I'm really excited because today Netflix drops Pee-wee's Big Holiday. I haven't seen it in advance, so I can't review it for you, but, just turn on your old Netflix and watch if you like, and if you like Paul Reubens and his man-child character, Pee-wee is back. Hopefully in comic adventures that will thrill and delight everybody. I also didn't get a chance to see Miracles from Heaven, which is based on a purportedly true story where Jennifer Garner plays a mom with a kid who, I don't know, falls down a well or in a hole in the ground, then miraculously recovers from some debilitating disease. I didn't see it, probably will never see it. Who knows whether it's good or not, but it seems rather sanctimonious. Anyway, let's move on to the stuff I did see. I just wanted to give you a little heads up about that. Okay. The Divergent series is on movie number 3, Allegiant, or Allegiant, if you're going to sound it out, with a bunch of factions that are muddled in their motivations. This third installment of the young adult dystopian sci-fi property creates a disconnect with the characters that are already kind of dull and uninvolving. I haven't liked this movie series very much, but then again, I wasn't a big fan of The Hunger Games, nor was I a fan of it when it was called Maze Runner, and I think you get where I'm going on this. Yet another of these long-range, multi-installment movie shows about, kids that are fighting back against the man, against authority, against being vampires or whatever the hell. Anyway, this needed a nice long previously on to clarify the state of things. It's been a while since the second film. Again, Shailene Woodley, a rising actress who has garnered considerable respect, plays Triss, girl savior of future humanity, or at least post-apocalypse factionalized Chicago. And she convinces her boyfriend, who's known basically as Four, to venture beyond the wall that surrounds their city and respond to a message from the unknown Badlands beyond. And wow, I don't want to blow anything. Spoiler alert, they discover O'Hare Airport is even worse than it is today. Anyway, you can recollect that the Four is the son of the new leader of the town, played by Naomi Watts, who replaced the old despot, played by Kate Winslet. Meet the new boss, same as the old boss. Speaking of which, we meet another douchey grown-up with a plan who has a power in future society. He's played by Jeff Daniels, cashing a check. Another high-level check casher is the returning Octavia Spencer. Woodley seems particularly wooden, and even her expedient and ever untrustworthy peer Peter, again played by Miles Teller, at his smarmiest, can't liven things up. Yeah, we get boatloads of eye-boggling CGI on green screen, but that's de rigueur for these things these days. A well-executed and numbing experience. Oh yeah, there's a fourth and final book in the series to be adapted to the screen. Goody. And of course, I really don't mean goody right then and there. Okay, we got to get something good to kind of wash the taste of that out of my brain. Midnight Special. I mean, thank God if he exists, or thank goodness if it exists, for a movie like Midnight Special, which on the surface deals with the fallout from the kidnapping of a peculiar 8-year-old boy by two men with initially mysterious motivations. The kidnappers are played by Michael Shannon, fantastic, and he's worked with the film's writer-director Jeff Nichols on Take Shelter, another great and, dare I say, apocalyptic film. And the other guy is played by Joel Edgerton, who has done fantastic work over the past 5 years. Another wonderful actor, and both are wonderful in this film. The kid is played by a suitably and believably odd young actor named Jaden Lieberer, and he's taken from a ranch that's headquarters for a religious cult with a leader who holds the child in very high esteem. Sam Shepard handles the Jim Jones light role. There's also a ticking clock situation with the kidnappers and cult members trying to keep control of the boy for a specific length of time, while the authorities, including an increasingly curious NSA analyst played by, that's right, Kylo Ren, Adam Driver, they all try to rescue him. Kirsten Dunst plays a woman with a personal stake in the boy's well-being. It's fair to say that the movie has fantastic or paranormal elements a lot better than in other recent films that have tried to suggest powers and forces beyond the norm. Midnight Special, take the Midnight Special. It's a fine movie, and it'll kind of creep you out and intrigue you as you watch it. All righty, let's see what else is on tap here. The Bronze. This is a heavy-handed comedy about an over-the-hill but still self-serving Olympic gymnast who never won a gold medal but was so courageous in her acquisition of a bronze while injured in her event that she became America's sweetheart, and she's milked this status in her hometown ever since. Now older, she's still kind of stunted in her growth. She's wearing her old Team USA gym suit, terrorizing her devoted, hardworking father, and whiling away her days at the mall getting free milkshakes from the still loyal locals. And when an able young gymnast threatens to replace her in the town's affections, she decides to derail the girl by becoming her coach. Melissa Rauch from The Big Bang Theory plays Hope Ann, this vile child woman, and Gary Cole plays her dad. And the prodigy, Maggie's played by Haley Lou Richardson. They give their all, but this really doesn't work. It's actually co-written by Rauch and her husband, Winston. And, you know, I guess we could call it a vanity project. She can do whatever she wants with that Big Bang Theory money. I just wish this had been better. It kind of, at some point, she was so creepy, she herself, that she made my skin crawl. I mean, I just felt bad for her and bad for everyone around her, and that doesn't bode well for a comedy, generally speaking. Krisha is a festival favorite that also was a miserable experience, but in a good way. Very, very powerful film about an oldish, hippie-ish woman who's in her 60s who returns to her family home for Thanksgiving. Well, it's her sister's home in Texas, and she's obviously had problems, and she's greeted warmly, but she is an accident constantly happening, not an accident waiting to happen, one that constantly happens. And this kind of unearths family problems, her own weaknesses, secrets, relationships that she tries to rekindle that go bad. It is incredibly powerful. It's written and directed by a name, I don't know, Trey Edward Schultz, and it's also featuring maybe a breakout performance, although she's a rather older woman. Krisha Fairchild plays Krisha, and other Fairchilds are involved. I think there's a lot of family connections in the cast, and that brings a real verity to the relationships. And I just was blown away by Krisha. And I think that, you know, it's something that's going to work well on video. I think it got great coverage in the Spirit Awards, and I think that people should kind of unearth it if they can. I don't know that it's going to be in your local mall, but it's damn good. Let's wrap things with My Golden Days, Trois Souvenirs de ma Jeunesse, a French film by Arnaud Desplechin that stars the great Mathieu Amalric as an anthropologist in Tajikistan who starts thinking about his childhood and what happened with his family and his father's problems, and also a strange romance that he had when he went to the USSR during communism, and he gave up his own identity for a Russian who wanted to get out. It's a good film, and I don't know that it's going to be your cup of tea, Alex, but I thought it was very, very well done, and I don't mind the subtitles, and I give it a very positive response. The program, by the way, is also something I wanted to touch on briefly. It's been available on, I guess, streaming for a while. Ben Foster plays Lance Armstrong, and this thing is directed by Stephen Frears. And I would have liked it to have been better, but it's such a good director, and the performance by Foster as the controversial Armstrong is wonderful. And you know, the cast is good, and the art direction, everything about it is first rate. I just wish it kind of went a little deeper. So the program gets a kind of tentative positive for me. You know, let's be honest about things. What I'm really waiting for right now, other than Pee-wee's Big Adventure, New Vacation, is Daredevil, which is back today. on Netflix. So I don't know about you, but I loved the first set of Daredevil episodes. I'm really excited about that. Anything at your end, pal?
Not really, no. Can't say so. Nothing exciting. So, whatever. Anyway, tell them where they can find you.
I am on what we call the Twitter at Culture Blaster, and you can go to Facebook's Michael Snyder's Culture Blast page. Like it and tune into what we do here. And we'll be back in another week or so.
Okay. Thank you, Michael. And there's more GABNet coming right up.